Don't do this to me. Oh, okay. I believe they are. Hey, guys. I know.
Welcome to the April the 9th work session of the Elizabethtown City Council. Bill Bennett will lead us in invocation, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's bow our heads, please. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. And we have a scout in the audience. Would you like to come over to the microphone and tell us who you are, where you're from, and then lead us in the pledge? Great.
Hello, my name is Matthew Brewer. I'm from Troop 233. I'm a Life Scout, and I'm currently working towards my Eagle.
Great, great.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. So sorry. Sorry, so sorry. Krista, we'll talk about the Heritage Council.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council members. I'm happy to update you on this month's second Saturday details. As it is spring, even though we had snow on Saturday, this month we are encouraging folks to clean out their closets and donate their professional clothes to Secondhand First Impressions. You have the information at your seats. Secondhand First Impressions is a new professional clothing donation closet in Hardin County, and it's in collaboration with the Hardin County Adult Education Center, Hardin County Cooperative Extension Service, and Elizabethtown Community and Technical College. Any job seeker in Hardin County can shop the closet for an outfit for their next interview free of charge. Volunteers will be set up to receive donations at the Historic State Theater during second Saturday from 1 to 7. Secondhand First Impressions is sponsoring the movie Boss Baby, and those show times are 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And you can enjoy a fun movie with the kids for $1 or one free admission with the receipt from a downtown business purchase on second Saturday. So there's several events that are going on Saturday. Karma Yoga and Hot Yoga Studios, they have their kids yoga during second Saturday that's going on at noon from 12:45 from ages 4 to 8 and 1 p.m. to 1:45 for ages 9 to 12, and that's $10 per child, and they have more information on their Facebook page. To the Nines has buy one regular price spring item and get the second item for 40% off. And other merchant events that can be found on their Facebook pages that we'll be adding to ours as well. Remnant and Boone, they'll have a special local artist in house from 11 to 2 doing profile sketches of children. And they have more events, more details on their event page. Running Souls has their Saturday coffee runs, so you may see some runners out early Saturday morning. They're part of their Derby training program that they're kicking off. And Flywheel Brewing has a special art venue going on from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. that Saturday evening. And of course, it wouldn't be me with the Heritage Council if I didn't remind all of us that we are 46 days away from the Barbecue Blues and Bikes Festival. So just wanted to update you a few items on that. As I promised you, I am like dreaming it now too. But this Friday the 13th is the deadline for sponsors and vendors. And the vendor spots this year has actually filled up twice as fast this year. And I definitely want to thank Sarah and Katie for all their help with us on that front. We're still looking for a few more great volunteers. So if you or someone you know is interested in volunteering this year with us at the festival, they can go to our page, bbqbluesfest.com, and just fill out a short volunteer application there. And we'll be happy to put them to work on that Saturday of May 26th.
What are some of those jobs?
Set up, tear down that we're looking for, and of course just help with putting signs up, info booths, showing people where to go and all that great stuff. And there's more, and our volunteer coordinator can put the right person in the right job. For sure. But we are looking for a few more volunteers for that. And then new to this year, we've added an amateur barbecue contest, which is sanctioned by the Kansas City Barbecue Society. Teams can register online for the first Stith Family Farms Backyard Barbecue Contest. And we've also added 2 art contests for local artists and school-age children, and all those details are on the website. You can also register to ride online. Details for the Thunder into E-Town motorcycle ride are also there. And riders who pre-register will get a t-shirt or guaranteed a t-shirt. And this year for the Ride charity, the Heritage Council is proud to partner with the Elizabethtown Fire Department. and will donate a portion of the proceeds to the WHS Crusade for Children. We're really excited about that. So all the more reason for folks that you know, or if you like to ride, to register for this ride in particular. So if you haven't already, feel free to like and share. And I do want to take this opportunity just to thank you, the city, and all of the departments for just their continuous support and help as we put on this festival, because we couldn't do it without the great partnerships that we have in this community. And it's definitely become a tradition for many families and visitors alike, as we hear from the different folks on social media that they missed last year, can't wait to come back this year. And it's just really exciting, and we really couldn't do it without your support and help on it. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great event.
So when do you start praying for no rain?
We already have, and I hope you are doing it right now, right?
Is the burnout in?
No snow.
The burnout is in, and we will be posting more information on that on the festival website as we get those details. But Wilson Cycle is going to be sponsoring the burnout this year, and so we're happy to have them on board this year for that as well.
is right behind them, right?
Well, of course, right? But thank you so much. Any other questions?
Yes.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Krista. Appreciate it. Scott Reynolds.
There's
Yeah.
a burnout going on
Yeah.
right now. I just heard it.
They're practicing.
That makes
Practicing.
the police chief a little nervous.
They're practicing. Krista thought it too. I just expressed it louder. I'll wait for him to get done. Wow. I think in your all's packets Friday, we included a memo about the fire station, about the architectural services. Come to you with any questions. I know there's been a few questions on how we looked at these. This one we requested qualifications, as the industry as a whole is moving to a qualification-based selection as opposed to proposals. So I'm going to stop there and let you all ask questions about that.
We'd like to have copies of that, Scott. This council is not going to be approving of one thing, and that's all the information we got.
We don't have any other
You
proposals.
don't have to give us some more.
Oh, you didn't get any other?
No, because we did qualification-based, not proposal-based.
Okay, define that, meaning maybe
Well,
other fire departments.
That means we the committee looks at the qualifications of the architect, not money.
Not everybody can build those stations.
Right. And so
I don't know.
as a committee, we picked the best architect in our minds, not who has the cheapest number.
Did
So
all 8 firms that submitted something qualify based on what you're saying?
no, we cut the list down to 4 because we only felt 4 were qualified to be interviewed.
So how did you determine they weren't qualified? Or how did
The selection committee, there's a scoring sheet that they know of beforehand.
So you're not going to give us even a copy of that score sheet?
We can, yes, sir.
I think we'd like to see that.
Would you like to see all of our scores and how we ranked all of them? Is that because it's not, I mean, one person on the committee might have scored somebody different than the others. And the 5 people on the committee was myself, Charlie, Ed, Chief Malone, and Ricky Horn. So
So when you selected the one, was it unanimous with the staff that this one you're presenting to us?
yes,
And we're not required by law to bid it?
no, because it's professional services. So because it's professional
Was
services,
there,
and the industry is moving to qualification based as opposed to proposal based. That's the trend we are
can I ask
seeing
you if
in
there was a local one
the,
that met qualifications?
Icon was on some of the teams.
Okay.
There was not a local architect as the prompt. Icon was on, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who RBS used. They're not using Icon. Okay, thank you.
Scott, I think that the council needs to do their due diligence and see the other 3. I mean, we could very easily agree with you, but
Do you want to see, what do you all want to see their packets, their qualification packets? Is that what you're asking for? Do you want to see what they gave us at the interviews?
I would like to see what you all ranked them on.
How we rank?
How you
So
all ranked.
if we give you all a spreadsheet showing our ranking of the 4 architects.
Or do something that gets us more familiar with the qualifications.
You had to rank them
process.
based on something.
We did. And like, there's a scoring protocol that
Right.
goes out. So
That's what I would like.
Yeah, I think we would need to see the scoring and their packet, their proposal. I think we need both.
again, it's not a proposal. It's
Well, their
qualifications.
Qualifications, right.
That's the biggest
I
difference.
think we need to see.
And like I
both.
said, we,
Right, I think you're used to.
We're so used to
Right.
seeing the
And
bids,
you're
and I
not,
think
you're
it
not
it
accustomed.
really.
We- we've
to
never-
this, so-
we've never bid architectural work. We've sometimes asked for proposals. It's not really a bid as much as it is. And the really hard thing for architects and engineers to do on this is we don't have a defined how much money we're going to spend on the project. We don't have a budget line yet. We know approximately how big of a fire station we're going to build, but it could vary in size from 9,000 square feet to 12,000 square feet. So
So then if the cost goes up, does their price go up? too?
no, because
Guaranteed
we,
no
we,
matter what?
we have asked them for a fee, a fixed fee is what we've asked them for. Negotiated that fixed fee with them.
Does it come down then? Because everybody gave you a fee based on a 9,000 even if it turns out to be a 5.
They didn't
I mean,
give
that's the
us,
business model you would use.
right, but I mean, they did not give us a fee. Not all the firm, we don't have a fee I can show you from every firm. We only have it from one.
Scott, is there any reason why you could not give the council then the?
No, we can give that to you.
rating on
Yeah,
the
no,
factors you
no,
rated
we can
upon
give that to you.
For those 4?
Yep.
I think we would like to see that.
And back to my question.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
is their fee based on what size firehouse? 9,000?
10,000 square foot,
How many?
10,000 square feet,
Okay.
$2.2 million is how they base their fee. Now, that's the fixed fee, and it does not
And you
change.
came up with that estimate of 2.2.
They did.
That's what they estimated the cost to build that.
Yes. Yes, ma'am, it is.
And if it comes in over that, there's no more fees to them.
To them, no.
Okay. And if it comes in over that, is it because we made change orders? Not because they misbid it?
How many feet of sidewalk?
They haven't bid it. It's an architect saying, in my history,
This is what you should build.
this is what you should be building it for. A 10,000 square foot. We use the footprint of Fire Station 3. That's just what we used as, hey, we know it will fit on various sites. It's about 10,000 square feet. And they said, in their professional judgment, because they've worked on several across the state, it will cost you approximately $2.2 million. That's what we're going to base our fee on. The fee's not going to change if we build a 12,000 square foot building that costs $3 million. It's not going to change if we build a 4,000 square foot building and it costs $1 million. Their fee is fixed from here on out.
I bet you we see change orders.
So even with a change order, their fee doesn't change, though, is what you're saying?
The architect's fee is going to be a contract that we do right now, and it's not going to change.
Change orders will
Unless,
come in after the
unless,
bid is let. I mean, after the
unless-
process is let out.
unless we have them design a site on a specific site, and then we go, oh, we can't get that property, we're going to move to a different site. Then they're going to ask us for additional money. So what I've explained to the mayor and Charlie and Ed is we sign with the contract now and hold off on about 6 months to start the design process. So we know what site we're building on.
So you're locking down the fee now,
Yes,
and then if we find a site later that's more appropriate, that fee stays the same.
yes, it does.
Scott, this RBS group that you all have recommended,
Yes, sir.
you said that they had designed several fire stations in
Yes, sir.
Kentucky.
Mhm.
Had any of the other, and I'm just curious of the others that met qualifications, had they also built or were given on other fire stations?
2 of the other 3 have designed fire stations.
Okay,
They were ranked 3rd and 4th.
okay.
Our number 2, and the reason that RBS edged above the number 2 guy, number 2 has not designed any fire stations. The architect, his engineers, his consultants have, but he himself has not.
Did not.
Yes, but RBS Design Group has designed several fire stations and
I would like to see those four and what you all rank them on.
Okay.
And are the rankings, like when you give someone a score for something, and I'm assuming that you give somebody a grade or a score because they have a certain expertise, or somebody in-house, or somebody on staff, or a certain qualification.
It's also a feel from us too. We feel more comfortable with the way this person has presented this. Maybe it's this firm came in and here's a 10,000 square foot fire station. This is the way we always design it. This is the way we're going to build it. And we're really not going to listen to you. And maybe this other guy goes, hey, I want to meet with you. I want to meet with your staff. I want to talk with your staff. I want to figure out what you all need. That's part of the interview process too. It's not as much, it's a mixture of the two. It can be technical, but it's also how we feel about that person too. I can sit in, and I've sat in several interviews as Charlie and Ed and Mark. I think Mark and Ricky can tell you it was a learning curve for them on this process because they've really not really done this before. So sometimes you lean more toward the technical side of the world. Sometimes it's more of a, that connection that you make as opposed to anything
More
else.
than anything else, it's just a communication issue. We would like to become more familiar with the new process.
Okay.
And
It's-
so if you guys.
It's
could
bringing
educate
back an
us-
old process, but yeah, it's like I said, the industry is moving this way more and more.
Well, and that would acquaint us with
Right.
the new procedure.
Yeah.
Because I think,
And
I'm
we're
not
pressed
sure.
for time, so.
Yeah, I don't even know if, looking at it, if I would know what, because it sounds like when you say it's a feel,
It can be,
my feel
And-
may not be your,
right.
what I'm getting
Yeah.
from it.
I
So
mean,
I'm
but
not sure
you-
if,
Four of the committee members are in the room, so I mean, you all can ask us. It's a delicate process coming up with an architectural firm. It really is. Because at the end of the day, 8 firms are qualified to design a fire station that we got. It's narrowing down to the one we feel the most comfortable with in a book presentation and an hour interview.
And one of the things I noticed there on the firm from Owensboro is I think when you totaled up the travel fees for them coming back and forth to Owensboro, there were, $8,000 or $10,000 worth of fees.
There's 2,856.
Yeah, but there was a separate section of that where there was.
Oh, that's when it's $4,000 when we hire them for construction, because they're going to be here a lot more during construction. Right now, we're only asking you all to do their contract through design
I know,
phase.
but I'm just looking.
Right.
Eventually, we're gonna get to page
Right.
2. so
But we
there's
can
another-
negotiate that too, because we're not signing that contract. So that's a negotiation. And that's something we started doing, I don't know, 3 or 4 contracts ago, is negotiating the construction services afterwards.
Chief, what was the process used on the last fire station build?
I wasn't here, so.
that was more of a,
Ron, you were here.
that was
It
more
was
of
totally
a,
different from this. The
it was
council made
more
the
of a,
selection
it
on
was a bid type.
the council made the selection through the bid.
I'm sure back then it was proposal based more than it was qualification based. Because qualification based really started getting its
Well, Scott,
really
you said
pushed about
it's
2
a
years ago.
Very delicate process, and I
Yes,
will
sir, it
agree,
is.
And we were talking about what's been done in the past. It'll be a learning experience for us because some of us will remember
It was,
when the council selected an architect for a public building here in town, and it was not a local thing, and it was quite a very difficult time, for us. So I like the new procedure, but we're not familiar with it, and I think that's what would.
And I probably did a terrible job of, I didn't even try to explain it in the memo, and that's my fault.
But
Bill,
you
I
gotta
think-
understand something. This council here is not interested in rubber stamping. We gotta have some data.
Okay, I'm just,
I mean.
that's the reason I wanted to
If we're gonna do
talk.
our job, we really need
Yep.
some more data than.
I need to know, I didn't know what data you needed, so it's kind of, I'm an engineer, I can flood you with data.
Well.
How you all
yeah, I
rank
would've
the
expected
qualifications.
from an engineer, but-
But however, picking an architect for an engineer is really, really hard because it's not a data-driven world. It's more of a feel. And so I struggle a little bit with it at times too. So I will get with everybody. I hope everybody kept their score sheets. If not, we will, I'll make up the numbers.
Ed
And,
Pope has everybody. I guarantee Ed has every note from the first day he came to this city.
If he doesn't, he knows it.
But
want to add anything? I don't blame you.
I wouldn't,
Do you?
I wouldn't.
Sure. You wanting to?
it's, it's your all's data-driven world. Asking two engineers for data.
Things that you're dealing with professional services, whether or not you quantify it that way, but you find it as technical. Look at all of their team. Do they have technical capability? The second thing is, do they have management? No. Somebody may be very well technically capable, not very good management. Do they have the management to get the project built? Third thing is how well. That's important because it's got sometimes even from the front end of, are they going to listen to what their clients' wishes are? And believe it or not, some consultants have their own set of ideas, some build it way, and really sometimes changing it from that. How comfortable do you feel working with them, being able to communicate? Is the price for doing the work, is the price competitive? So that's really the difference in this particular process. You go through the qualification base, you're looking for those three things. Then, once you have who you feel is the best fit, then you sit down and negotiate that price. Rather than, the process that we've used before, we've done all of that, but also included in their proposal was a price proposal. So then you kind of looked at those and said, okay, if your best choice out of those first three items was a little bit higher than the lowest as far as the price, or is it the value great enough to justify that, or does it, and they kind of just work out that the lowest one qualified one also. So I'd say that's the four things you're trying to accomplish doing this. And so what Scott's trying to explain to you about this qualification base emphasizes more on the front end that you make a decision about who you feel is the best fit for this project. Then you go and negotiate a price. Keep in mind that they need to be competitive, but you're not looking at cost price numbers from the others. You're making a decision and then going and working with them on price. That's the difference.
Do you remember when we hired the architect for the last firehouse? You were here. Ron, you were here.
Yeah.
Okay, you all remember we weren't real happy.
That's an understatement, yes.
And that was done the old way.
But we hired them again.
Yeah, to save $50,000.
Yeah.
We had a lot of guilt money owed to us.
What's that, the definition of? Insanity or
Just-
something?
Yeah.
Well, I think it will help
Do what
us
you can
with
to
the
educate us a little
procedure if
bit.
we
Let us
see how
learn
they
about
go.
this.
Yeah, there's some-
we have to make the.
There's some
decision.
articles I can find too
Right.
that talk about the difference
Just
between,
anything that would bring us up to speed where we feel more comfortable signing off on that.
like I said, there's some articles out there now too that talk proposal based versus qualification based that I think
And I
that you all
don't
want.
think anybody here is trying to second guess anything because you all are experts at this, but it's.
Oh, I'm
it's-
far from an expert.
Well, it's all new to us and we're used to seeing bids and here's what they'll do and here's what the cost is. And then you guys tell us they're all qualified and they're all great companies. Here's the one we choose.
Right.
But this was just all different. And I think we're all sensitive to whether or not we're giving local firms a really good shot at local business. And because that's important to all of us on the council. And,
Right.
so anyway, just if you could, just educate
Well,
us
it's
a little
just a
more.
different procedure for us.
Yeah,
that
sure.
we're
We just
not-
need to learn about it.
Okay, I'll get you all some more information, try to have it to you by the end of the week.
Good deal.
Just one more thing while I'm up here. We did accept bids on the Public Works Operations Building last Thursday. We are still reviewing those bids, so I'll bring all of that information, all the bids to you all as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Um,
Because we want to get a good, warm, fuzzy feeling.
yes, yes.
Hey, it's an election year.
Yeah,
Come on.
we did get 5 bidders, so,
That's good.
5, yes.
That's good.
No locals. Less Bardstown's local. We got 2 from Bardstown, Bowling Green, Lebanon, and Louisville. So I'll be bringing that to you all as well. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Matthew Hobbs, want to talk about gas?
Good evening. Basically, just wanted to bring a notice to you that we're gearing up to send out. See if y'all had any questions, concerns, comments on it. If I can answer any questions on it. I think it was in your packet last week.
I didn't see.
It's a cutoff valve.
It's for a excess flow valve. Somewhere around 2008, they said you had to start putting them on all new service lines. They've tweaked the regulation now, saying that on existing lines, you have to give the customer the option to have one installed if they so
Is
choose.
that the letter that we got that I got at home?
Yeah, we got one.
Okay. So you all did a separate mailing to all the gas company customers?
Yes.
Do you know what that costs to send that out?
Well, we haven't done it yet.
That's why you
And
haven't
we
got
are-
it at home yet.
Do you know what it's gonna cost?
I do. It's going to cost what it costs us to do a billing cycle, and we're basically piggybacking on the billing cycle. So the cost is correct.
Do you know what a billing cycle costs?
I do not, Jeff.
I
On
mean,
spot.
We're asking because we've got another project in the works and we're discussing what it's gonna cost to communicate with everybody.
I don't. I mean, basically on the cost, we looked at what it was going to be cost post-wise on this, and we were looking at about 8,000 some odd customers. So that times your postage rate was what we were looking at. And I went and asked Jeff, I said, hey, with your new fancy software and equipment, can we do this as a bill stuffer? And his answer was yes. And I was going, well, then our costs are minimal because you were already spending that to send the bill.
Gotcha.
Will that be
So-
bulk or regular postal rate? It'll be with the.
It'll be with your bill. So
I got you.
No, Matt,
But it,
Wouldn't have a problem.
but possibly with some coordination with the water company, we
Yeah.
could possibly get something done. Right? Okay. We'll work it out, but
Yeah.
that answers my question.
all right.
Gotcha.
Matthew, this EFV, this works on the outside of the building, including the meter, but not necessarily if there's a break in the line
It's
on the inside.
it's basically going to protect from the main to the meter.
Meter.
As soon as you do that pressure reduction, you've lost the ability to protect. So it does not do any protection inside the home or residence. And it's basically protecting it so that if you happen to cut through that line with a shovel or with a backhoe, or you have some other kind of circumstances that broke the line, it's going to shut it down without any human interaction. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, you have any business?
Mayor, I have yeah, today was Air Board Day, so I have their operations report that they asked me to share with you. Don Wise is our chairperson, and he is very thorough in his meeting. Mr. Swope and I spent 2.5 hours with him today.
I spent all day.
Last month was not a very busy month because the winter months are not, and the weather really has not made a turn for the better yet. So, but in any event, there was 268 aircraft movements at the airport. 18 of those were jet airplane movements, and 4 were taxis, and 6 were cargo operations. 180 of those were military operations. 28 were private businesses, and 50 of them wouldn't tell us what they were doing.
Didn't say none of your business.
But some of the businesses that used the airport were Rural King up in Radcliffe, they flew in. Matausa had several flights. Fox LLC, MSA from Shelbyville, Neves, Ballet Lumber, TMC Construction. They came in for the Love's Travel Center grand opening, so all those big guys came in. And we had some military helicopter approaches. We had some power line patrol, freight handling, and so on and so forth. And all the hangars are rented except for 2. And for the tourism group here, they had 14 car rental reservations for 34 days and 14 hotel reservations that accounted for 24 days of lodging. So they take care of some of those things. So even though it was a down month, it was still a pretty busy month. And next month also numbers will probably.
Next month, will you find out about those 50 that you couldn't find out
Yeah,
about?
you know what?
Next month, those
And-
50 will go to about 200.
Oh, you're right.
Because, and from what we understand is when they come in, I mean,
Beat
they
Derby. Beat Derby.
they don't want you to know who they are.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't.
They, because they don't want their competitors knowing what towns they're looking at.
All right, thank you. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Get up, y'all.